Last week, Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Square, who also happens to be the CEO of Twitter, announced that Square would be spending almost $300 million to buy a majority ownership stake in TIDAL, the streaming platform that's owned by Jay-Z. Now, this comes right on the heels of Jack and Jay announcing that they will be donating 500 Bitcoin to create a trust to increase Bitcoin adoption in both Africa and India. So today, we're going to talk about why Square would even buy TIDAL, what Bitcoin has to do with it, and ultimately, what this could mean for you and for me. What's up, guys? It's Tom. Welcome back to the lab and welcome back to my life. Square just bought TIDAL, a majority ownership of TIDAL. Why would a financial services company buy a music streaming platform? And why is Jack Dorsey partnering with Jay-Z to donate 500 Bitcoin to increase adoption for the currency in both Africa and India? All of these things seem like they're somehow separate, but I believe they are all very interconnected. To get to the bottom of this, we're going to go back down the rabbit hole to see where this started and come back up to speed to meet at the purchase of TIDAL by Square. From there, we're going to talk about what this could mean for the future. What does Square have planned? What does TIDAL have planned? What do Jack and Jay have up their sleeve that they're not telling us? And what is this going to ultimately mean for you and me as independent musicians in the future? Now, before we dig into this, every Friday we go live on YouTube at 1 p.m. Central Time. We talk about music, marketing, business, whatever else you guys want to jam on. You can ask me questions directly, or you can get to know the amazing community that we've built around this channel. Everybody here is cool, nice, super helpful, and all working hard to build their careers as an independent artist. So if you have questions, or if that just sounds like the kind of community you would like to be a part of, I hope you'll join us this Friday at 1 p.m. All right, Square bought TIDAL. Let's get into it. On March 4th, 2021, Jack Dorsey went to Twitter and announced the fact that Square, the company of which he is the CEO, was buying a majority ownership stake in the streaming platform TIDAL, owned by Jay-Z. Jack tweeted, "Square is acquiring a majority ownership stake in TIDAL through a new joint venture, with the original artist becoming the second largest group of shareholders and Jay-Z joining the Square board. Why would a music streaming company and a financial services company join forces?" That is a great question. Why would they join forces? Jack went on to say, "It comes down to a simple idea, finding new ways for artists to support their work. New ideas are found at the intersections, and we believe there's a compelling one between music and the economy. Making the economy work for artists is similar to what Square has done for sellers." Now, to back up a little bit, let's go back to the beginning of where this all kind of started, and then we're going to catch up to where we are today, which is Square actually buying TIDAL. So back in 2018, Square announced that the Cash App, which they own, was now going to allow users to buy Bitcoin. And at the time, this was crazy. Jack, again, or not again, but previously, took to Twitter and announced that instant buying of Bitcoin is now available to most Cash App customers. "We support Bitcoin because we see it as a long-term path towards greater financial access for all. This is a small step." Now, if you're unaware, the Cash App is a pretty popular payment transfer system. It's kind of like PayPal or Venmo, but it's owned by Square. And Cash App has the most integration with music products that exist right now. In fact, the Cash App is the only processing application that connects to Spotify and allows you to take donations from your Spotify profile. I also learned that Cash App is very popular among hip hop artists specifically, which leads us to the interest in creating a relationship with Jay-Z a few years down the road, right? Now, fast forwarding from there, on October 8th of 2020, almost 3 years after the Cash App announces that they will be allowing users to buy and sell Bitcoin, Square itself announces that it's investing $50 million of its balance sheet into Bitcoin as a reserve asset. They announced it on their website and said, "Square Incorporated announced today that it has purchased approximately 4,709 Bitcoins at an aggregate purchase price of $50 million. Square believes that cryptocurrency is an instrument of economic empowerment and provides a way for the world to participate in a global monetary system, which aligns with the company's purpose." So you can see how these things make sense. The whole point of Square as a platform is to democratize the ability to have robust financial services for anybody. And they believe that Bitcoin has this same sort of ethos in mind. So Square bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin in October of 2020. Just a few months after that, in February of 2021, Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z announced that they are going to be donating 500 Bitcoin worth the tune of $23 million to a Bitcoin trust that they're setting up, a non-reversible trust that is going to seek to improve and increase adoption of cryptocurrency and specifically Bitcoin in emerging markets in Africa and India. Now, this is the first time we've heard of Jack Dorsey partnering with Jay-Z to do anything. But we can pretty much guess at this point that they have already been discussing Square buying TIDAL. This is when they first kind of came out publicly and said, hey, we're doing something together, we're partnering, and it's on Bitcoin, which I think is very telling. And once again, Jack took to Twitter to make the announcement. Jay-Z at SC and I are giving 500 BTC to a new endowment named B-Trust to fund Bitcoin development, initially focused on teams in Africa and India. It'll be set up as a blind, irrevocable trust taking zero direction from us. So they are setting up this trust and moving hands off because they truly believe that Bitcoin can make a dramatic difference in these markets. Now, just a couple of weeks after that announcement, it is brought to light that in their fourth quarter earnings, Square has purchased an additional $170 million worth of Bitcoin to hold as a reserve asset. Jack and his team are not only doubling down on Bitcoin, they're tripling, quadrupling down on Bitcoin because they really, really believe in the future of cryptocurrency. So now you've got the Cash App allows you to buy and sell Bitcoin. Square has bought 50 million in Bitcoin. Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z are donating 500 Bitcoin. And then lastly, Square is buying another, can't do that with my hand. Lastly, Square is buying another $170 million in Bitcoin. This is all trending toward cryptocurrency being a massive factor in what Square is doing as a business. And that brings us to today, to current events. Last week, on March 4th, Square announced that they would be spending $297 million to buy a majority ownership stake in the streaming platform TIDAL. Why? Well, let's look at the past. They have invested all of this money in Bitcoin. Jack has partnered with Jay-Z on this Bitcoin trust, and now Jack and Jay are striking a deal. In Square's announcement on their company website, they said, the acquisition extends Square's purpose of economic empowerment to a new vertical, musicians. They go on to say, artists are entrepreneurs with a dream and deserve access to systems, tools, and financial freedom to reach those dreams at every stage in their career. So Square is very clearly viewing musicians as a new category of entrepreneurship that they have not been taking advantage of. Up till now, they've been taking advantage of people who sell coffee mugs or coffee or shirts or have an Etsy shop or whatever, but they have not paid specific attention to the arts and even more specifically, music. This changes that. They go on to say that Square has helped millions of businesses start, run, and grow by providing them with tools needed for success. With Cash App, Square has made financial services more relatable and accessible to millions of customers, many of whom have been historically overlooked and underserved. And then lastly, Square sees an opportunity to leverage those learnings to help musicians find new ways to support their work and make better decisions through TIDAL. So now that we're up to speed, let's talk about what this looks like and what this could mean for the future. I think that Square sees a unique opportunity that most have overlooked. The financial landscape of the current music industry is completely fragmented, scattered, and impossible to navigate. Any artist, including those at the very bottom and those at the very top, have many revenue streams, all coming in from different places, all being processed at different times. You have streaming revenue, royalties, back-end, publishing, merch, touring, streaming, live streaming, YouTube, TikTok, all these various disparate parts, all that have to be kept account of. And it's very, very difficult. So Square sees this unique opportunity to enter into that market where no other tech companies have even tried to touch it. In fact, music has felt largely siloed on its own as an industry as far as progress is concerned, while the rest of the world continues to be disrupted and changed for the better. Music has been ripe for disruption for a long time. And Square is the first company to finally recognize the opportunity to capitalize on that, and they're taking advantage of it. And I think Jay-Z has always been a very visionary musician, and he has invested a lot of time and energy into multiple things outside of just specifically making his music. and branched out into plenty of entrepreneurial opportunities. And this is just an extension of who he is. And he sees the opportunity of partnering with Jack on something that could be much bigger than just his own company. So my prediction is this. We are going to see Square and the Cash App use TIDAL as a testing ground to create a lot of very interesting financial tools for us as artists. I believe it's going to start in the way of just processing US dollars or whatever currency you use in a normal kind of standard fashion. I think we'll see deep integration with the Square app into platforms like TIDAL and additional things that will come along as well. I think we'll see TIDAL expand outside of just streaming and move into other avenues of artist enablement. So maybe things like samples and different revenue streams outside of just creating music, maybe live streaming, things like that. And I also think we're going to see a deep integration with the Cash App in a way we haven't seen before. Which leads me to the last point. I think cryptocurrency is going to play a major part in this partnership. I don't think it will initially. I think initially we're going to see everything transacted and done in US dollars or whatever other currencies are native to your region. But I think that ultimately what's going to happen here is we are going to see Square and TIDAL as the first true integration of cryptocurrency in the mainstream world of music. I think that TIDAL will be a platform that allows you to earn and pay in crypto. You will be able to receive your royalties in crypto. You will do that through the Square app or the Cash App. It will have a completely integrated system of financial tools, all of which will work with fiat currency, which is dollars or euros or whatever, but they will also all work with cryptocurrency. And we will see a new standalone ecosystem emerge, a financial ecosystem that artists can use will emerge, built entirely on the blockchain and entirely siloed away from traditional fiat currency. And I think that is the start of something tremendously cool. I'm really excited about this partnership. I think Square buying the majority stake in TIDAL has benefits that we can't even predict yet. And one of the fringe benefits, I think, is making TIDAL a much more major player as a service than it has been in the past. TIDAL has historically struggled to compete with Apple Music and Spotify. In fact, TIDAL has lost money every single year. But I think that Square buying this company is going to turn these things around. And I think that Jack Dorsey's intellect and Jay-Z's intellect combined is really going to create some incredibly exciting opportunities in this space. So what do you think? Do you think Square made a good move in buying TIDAL? Do you think it's a bad move? Do you think that crypto is going to play a part in it? These are all predictions and analyses that I have arrived at just by reading through what's available. But I would love to hear other opinions on the matter. So if you have thoughts, please let me know in the comments section. If you agree, disagree, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. Now, before I let you go, if you don't subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like this video if you dig it, share it with your friends if you really feel it, and make sure to turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos in the future. Now at the end here, I got a couple videos you can check out. I got a recent video I did on how to make your own NFTs, and then another video I did previously about Bitcoin and music and what the future of that combination could look like. As always, thanks for being here, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.